Hi guys, Chris here, the Bikes and Laces Cyclist. So it's my last video of this season, so I thought I'd share with you something that I've been working on since October of last year. It's a video on Zwift training plans. What are they? How do you do them? And do they really work? So Zwift training programs can be accessed through the main menu. Click on training and then on plans. Opens up a whole list of cycling training plans for you. There are some running ones, but mainly we're focusing on the cycling ones. So you scroll down to one you like the look of. I've chosen the gravel grinder here, and we're just going to click on view the plan. So here's the plan summary. It's got 62 hours, 50 minutes of duration. Distance doesn't really mean too much because it's all about the time that you're going to be spending cycling. You can see this little bar graph at the top here. This is how long the sessions are each week. So you can see it's a 12-week plan, numbers 1 to 12 across the bottom. And then you can see obviously the longest training plan sort of comes near the end of week 10, and it's generally some sessions below an hour with a few above an hour every week. That's the rises and falls in the graph along there. So we're just going to click this arrow and it's going to show us some of our training things. These three are the prep ones. You don't have to do them, but if you're really just starting to get into cycling, you probably should do those to get a judge of where you are. So here's week 1. We've got 5 training sessions to do, and they open at the beginning of the week, and you've got a set number of days in which to do them. So ones that open at the beginning of the week will close around Wednesday, Thursday time, and some won't open until Wednesday, and you've got until Sunday to do them. So here we're just going to focus on this building climbs one, which is the 4th session in week 1. You can see it's got a build up, and then the green lines in there is zone 2 working. So you got some little spikes in there along with some casual cycling, and you can see that the effort slowly build up across the course of an hour and a half. So skip into the last week now, and you can see the efforts have really peaked up a bit. You got a few more red on the graph, which is higher intensity efforts. It may only be an hour and 7 minutes, but it's going to be much harder as you're getting along. But hopefully by then you'll have built up enough fitness that these will just be good training sessions for you. Not too hard, not too easy, but still a challenge. So we've had a look at the summary of this gravel grinder, and we're going to choose this one. So we go into the program and we click enroll. So you've just seen there a bit of a montage of the training sessions that I went through in my training program. I chose the FTP Builder, which is a 12-week course. Now, you might notice there wasn't 12 weeks worth of footage there, and that's because I quit the sessions. I gave up on it. It wasn't because it was too hard. It was simply a fact that I couldn't do 5 sessions a week. Now, Zwift allows you to skip a session. It allows you to put down that you did the session outside, so not through their program. But it was so restrictive with when it wanted you to do sessions by, and I was just not being able to do them. Other things got in the way, life got in the way. I'm doing 5 sessions, some of which are nearly 2 hours. Almost all of them are over 1 hour. That's like 6-7 hours of training on Zwift a week, and sometimes I just can't do that. You could say you could go out on a weekend and do a couple of hours long ride. Why couldn't you do that on Zwift to catch up on some of the sessions? There's actually a cooldown between completing a session and getting on to the next one, even if they're both open. I can sort of see where they're coming from with that, because people who are new and trying to, especially in my case, build their FTP, you don't want them doing too much too soon. But when I might not be able to do 5 days training in a week, I might have other commitments. it's come to a point where I'm just missing so many, it's not worth continuing and just doing my own training in there, because I'm not able to do them in time, and if the time runs out for doing them, the classes, the sessions become locked again. They're not all available to do as one-offs on Zwift. Now, with how easy it would be to put them all onto a platform that you can just do them in any order, would be fantastic. I'd like to do one that where you could pick your own time, you know, how many hours have you got free, okay, do this. Definitely include some outdoor riding. I do that over winter, although as you remember, before storms and coronavirus hit, we could get out at the weekends because we didn't have a bad winter. It was pretty warm most of the time and pretty dry. So I would like to see a more cut down program that would give you sort of these 2 to 4 hour endurance rides where you could go out on a club ride, you could go out by yourself or something like that. Maybe you did a commute to work and the commute is not long enough to do a whole session and too short to not count as training. So I really didn't think the Zwift training is for me. I definitely prefer to ride outside. Have done quite a bit of Zwifting recently, but that's because I can pick something new and I haven't got this almost coursework to do. I can sort of pick up wherever and whenever I want, do a race here, do something here, and do a training session, club ride, group rides on Zwift. So I find the plan's just too restrictive. If someone else actually really enjoys riding on Zwift, then I could possibly recommend it. But 5 times a week, with holding down a job, family life, this, that and the other that comes with being an unprofessional athlete, an amateur athlete, it's just too much work to do, especially as you sort of have to fit in around Zwift's schedule for you. You know, you couldn't do 4 sessions Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because the sessions wouldn't be open in time. And in fact, for me that was going to be really difficult, because the whole point of the FTP builder was to test your FTP at the end of it and check it compared to where it was 12 weeks earlier. Now, because of the way the sessions closed, opened and became available, I couldn't do the FTP, the final FTP session, when I was supposed to. There was a 4-day window for it, and at that point we're at the National Running Show, and work and travel and general life got in the way of doing that. So I thought, why not just stop doing the whole class altogether and just do things I enjoy on Zwift. So that's my thing of Zwift. You know, do Zwift training plans really work? They may work for some people, but I found them too restrictive. There were too many of them. Definitely prefer the racing on Zwift or just the route rides. So I wouldn't recommend them at all. There's so many things on Zwift that are better than that to do, that you can choose when and where to do, that I would recommend just logging onto Zwift, seeing what's going, or just having a ride round rather than feeling that you're tied and shackled to this program. So thanks for watching my ramble on Zwift training programs. Check out some of our other videos we have on Zwift. We release videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, so there's always something for you to watch during the week and at the weekends. And we'll see you next time on Bikes and Laces.